What's up? Hit the like button. Hell yeah, hit the like button. Welcome on, everyone. Welcome into Tuesday of the Yapping. I took a nap. I got a lot of weird stuff to talk about today. Like a lot of weird. Well, I feel like I say it every stream. You guys know me. I'm gonna yap. We're gonna talk about stuff. It's gonna be great. We're also testing yet another new feature of Chaos Bot, so we're gonna see how this pans out. And yeah, I hope you're all having a good day today so far. But welcome on in, Empress and Trey. How you doing? How you doing? Let's hop over to the regular chatting screen, shall we? Bum, 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 bum. We're gonna just be listening to some vibey type music tonight because we got some stuff to talk about, which is good. It's good stuff. It's not bad stuff. It's good stuff. So I think it's good stuff. I don't know. We're just vibing. We're just chilling. How'd you guys like Cat Game on Saturday, by the way? That was kind of fun. It's been a while since we've been doing some gaming on here. I was gonna say hi, but my rat started eating my shower drain cover. What? What? That is a sentence to hear. My day's been going great. I hope yours has been going good as well. I have a weird amount of energy right now, which is great because of, you know, naps and all that shenanigans. Naps are simultaneously the best worst thing for me because I love taking them because they give me just a lot of energy, but it also means I stay up late and do stuff that I probably shouldn't be doing. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? Do you like stealing it and taking it back to our box? Well, that's... I mean, I've had rats before. Rats are interesting creatures. Also, welcome on in, Dingo. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Oh, let's see. What even to start off with? There's so much stuff I can talk about today. I only take naps when I don't want to take a nap. That's true. Well, I take naps when I'm just... So, when I take the most naps is right after I have just been programming for a couple hours or like really had to focus on something, because I can focus on something super intently, like crazy intently. But as soon as I've like finished the task, it's over. My brain, I just can't think anymore. I need to just disconnect and go sleep for a little bit. But also welcome in, Jose. How you doing? Oh gosh. So, okay. We're also going to be farming some clips today because, you know, we finally caught up on all the stream clips that I wanted to make, which was nice. We're on 14 days straight of making stuff, which is fantastic. I can't slow down. I gotta push that accelerator in. But guys, let me tell you about this. I had my programming worst nightmare happen today. So for those of you who don't know, I make a fun little app called Chaos Bot. It does some stream integration stuff on Twitch and YouTube. It's great. You can download it. And, you know, as you guys know, because I mean, you guys are my chat, you know that it's a little scuffed, to say the least. We test it all the time. We try and do this and that to, you know, stress test, to try out all the new features before I update it for everyone else to use, right? Well, can you download it to a phone? No, you can't. Hey, what's up, Light? How you doing? But, basically, my worst nightmare happened. I found out about someone who was using the app because one of their viewers sent it to me and said, hey, your app is broken for this person. And I was like, oh no, that's terrible. Also, welcome on in, Mela. I'm doing great, Light. So someone's viewer, not them themselves, sent a clip of ChaosBot not working on their stream to me, which is absolutely terrifying. Hey, what's up, Sea Shanty? How you doing? So, and like, you know, they rightfully kind of were like, I'm very frustrated at this program and stuff and da. But that caused me to make a Twitter post being like, hey guys, if you see bugs, please let me know so I can try and fix things. And so I reached out to them through DMs to be like, hey, I saw you had problems with this. Let me try and help fix it, right? And thankfully they were like, oh yeah, okay, here's the files and all that jazz. And so I took a look at it today, and my worst nightmare has happened, because the worst thing that can happen as a programmer, at least for me in my limited experience, is they sent me all the files, they sent me all the error logs, I plugged everything in on my end, and it worked flawlessly. Cats, what are you doing? Oh, hold on, my cats are fighting. Carl and Habanero going at it. Okay. I don't know if you guys heard that. They're running in and out of boxes. Oh my gosh, cats. Come on. That's funny. But anyways, so I plug in all of their stuff. I try it multiple ways. Not only am I not able to recreate their problem, I can't find anything that caused it in the first place. So that took me quite a while to get through. I finally figured out, I think, what is their problem, and I don't know if it's something I can fix. Cats, cats, stop it. I need you to not run around under my feet while I'm streaming. What's going on? Hold on. Carl, where'd you go? I saw you. Sorry, I got I can't have my cats go into certain areas because they'll chew on cable, so I had to go chase them out real quick. Oh my gosh. What can't you fix? So I think it's a different program that is essentially blocking ChaosBot from working. Because the only error that I could find with all the programs is it says, oh, it can't use this port because something else is using this port. And I was like, okay. But what could possibly be, like, it's trying to talk to the Twitch connection service. So like you kind of have to use that port. So something is blocking ChaosBot, but I don't know what. So yeah, that was kind of my worst nightmare is, you know, they sent me a problem. It took me forever to even just try and recreate it. Also, welcome on in 02 and Pumpkin. But there you go. That's my programming story for the day. That is kind of terrifying. Oh gosh, but it is what it is. Though I will say I am working on. Should be never. Oh, welcome on in Sea Shanty. I'm sorry, I don't think I caught you there. So like you don't have an exam tomorrow? Nice. But yeah. My cats are running wild. Dude, they're going at it today. I don't know what's going on. They are fighting each other left and right today. It's doesn't matter if I have like a work meeting, doesn't matter if I have any other type of meeting. They're going at it. Maybe I need to buy like another cat wheel so that they can burn off some of that excess energy. This is, by the way, this is after I ran them ragged with laser pointers earlier. I don't know where their energy is. I wish I had half of their energy. It's kind of crazy. My cats are going nuclear. I don't know what's happening. Oh, let's see. So there's that going on. Okay, I also I'm gonna tell you a little story about Scarla Yonaguni because this happened recently. And I don't even know I don't even know how to describe this. Okay, so you guys know I love Scarla. Scarla's great, she's hilarious. But man, is recommending her stream to friends like taking a wild. You're basically rolling the dice on what type of stream she'll be having at any given moment. But on this day, I was like, hey guys, you should go check out Scarla. Scarla's having fun. And you know, when that's happened, you know, she's asked me point blank some really weird questions on stream. But today, they're like, okay, we'll go check her out. And on stream, she's just sitting in the middle of a glass jar. And so the only thing that they send back to me is, Rayless, what stream did you send us to? And a screenshot of her in a jar. Why? Why was that? Oh my gosh. I can never introduce people to some of my friends or just streamers that I like because they're such wild cards. I mean, granted, you know, you never quite know what you're going to walk in when you come to this stream either. So, you know, maybe I'm one to talk, but it's just like, yeah, here I am. I'm just like, oh, what are some streamers you like watching? I thought I'd name someone, and then bam. Hey, yo, what's up, Yeti? How you doing? It was a thing. It was definitely a thing that happened. Oh gosh, what are we gonna do? So that was just another side story. Also, Helldivers is finally getting updated with some cool stuff. I wish that they would re-add all the countries that they, you know, took away. Hi, I subbed. Well, thank you, Sam, for subbing. Welcome on in. Hope you enjoy your stay. Also, I'm glad to see that the combined chat seems to be working for shorts and regular. So, that's cool. But I'm excited to get back into some Helldivers. Supposedly there's going to be a big patch this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to... I kind of want to stream Helldivers. Because I love Helldivers. It's been the game that has surprised me the most of like... Because like you guys know me, I don't really play a lot of games on stream or anything like that. And I don't think there's a lot of games that I would love playing on stream. But I think Helldivers is just fun enough that anyone could enjoy the shenanigans that go on there, especially because I am now the terror of my friend group with my current loadout that I bring into almost every bug mission. I am the guy who brings in the arc thrower and the Tesla turret to bug missions, and everyone always looks at me like I'm crazy. I'm sorry, but electricity versus bugs is just so much fun. Also, welcome on in, Sam and Clooney. How do you play Helldivers? Yeah, well, first step is get a Steam account. There you go. That's first step. But I will say I did enjoy the gaming stream we did last week, and I don't know, I might just make it a regular thing to just do, you know, shenanigan game streams every once in a while now. We're kind of back in our summer of experimentation when it comes to YouTube. And it's nice that I'm finally hitting a stride again, I feel like. But I don't know, maybe that's I don't know, I'm just thinking about it. Unless fighting the bots, I like swapping back and forth between them. I like fighting the bots. I like fighting the bugs. I like fighting bugs more just because I feel like bugs are a little bit more interesting rather than the bots. Because I don't know, like fighting bugs gives me that Starship Troopers feel, and that's what I want. That's what I want out of that game. It's just me versus a giant army of bugs running around with friends, accidentally killing them with Tesla turrets and, you know, the arc thrower. That's my jam. I love that so much. It's just so good. How is my clock saying 3:44 a.m.? You know, that's a good question. I don't know. Oh, but there's that. Oh, I already did that too. Wow, I actually did a lot. I have all these things written down. I realized I talked about most of them last stream, which is funny, but that's okay. Let's see, what other shenanigans are going on in the world right now? I'm in Terran time zone. Oh, interesting. It would be cool if they had a world with bugs and bots that fought each other, including you. That would actually be sick. I would love a world that is like, oh man, combined worlds where things are just going at it and it's just chaos everywhere. That would actually be sick. Because then it's not just you versus bots or you versus bugs. It's like, oh, maybe you see the bots and the bugs going at it off in the distance, but like maybe they're fighting over an area that you need to control, right? That would be really cool. That would also probably demand a lot of server resources to pull off. I don't know how feasible that would be in the long run, but it would certainly be cool. Especially like imagine extracting, but you have, you know, Bile Titans and tanks and Hulks and everything the game has to throw at you, all running at you at once, working in unison against you, and you have to somehow defend against it. That would be pretty cool. I would also, you know what I would also like out of Helldivers that I think would be a really fun, like, but make it like a really rare mission type so people don't get burnt out on it, is missions that are like extremely difficult, like super, super, super hard, tons of enemies everywhere, but your stratagems are on like really low cooldowns. So you can just be bombing things and, you know, nuking and airstriking and basically everything you could ever want to, just all the time, with the knowledge that literally everything is always out there trying to kill you, right? Like that would be so cool. Kind of like a, you know, for those of you who are familiar with Earth from League of Legends, that would be so fun to just be constantly throwing out bombs, throw out nukes, and, you know, but like it's because there's like, oh, there's like 5 tanks over there, right? You know, that'd just be cool. I'm a big fan of that. Or like overpowered weapons for a mission. You know, maybe you never have to reload for, like, give you an energy weapon like the Quasar Cannon, right? But it doesn't have a cooldown or something like that. Third faction, maybe. Oh, well, we do know the third faction is coming. We just don't know exactly when it's coming. Supposedly, you know, there's a big update on Thursday. We'll see if that actually happens. But supposedly, there's going to be a big update on Thursday. So they might introduce the third faction from the original game. Do we know what it is? Yes, it's... Oh, I forget the name. It's like cyber alien stuff, though. Let me get this straight. You're in an abandoned city. It's very dark and scary to survive. What would you take? Infinite flashlight, infinite water, a phone to ask for help. Oh, infinite water, easily. You could do so much with infinite water. I joined midway in the conversation. What are we talking about? We're talking about Helldivers and the possible updates that are coming to it. Also, welcome on in Murder and named it. I don't remember what the alien race is called, though. What was it? What's up, Hell? How you doing? We're yapping today. I'm hoping for a Warhammer collab. I wonder if they will ever do collaborations with other games. That would actually be pretty sweet to have a Warhammer collab, because I feel like Warhammer, well, actually, I don't know how well Warhammer would work, but it would be interesting. Like, yeah, okay, let's get fanciful with it, right? What happens if they somehow secure like rights or something with the original Starship Troopers and can add some of the classic enemies from the movie? That would be so sick. Infinite water is just a water bottle that when you end it, refreshes back the water. Oh, and I'd still probably take the water bottle. Water is an important thing. What are we yapping about? We're yapping about Helldivers right now and potential stuff that the update might bring. I just hope that, you know, the biggest thing that I hope happens with the Helldivers update is just that they make more of the weapons more fun to play. Because I do feel like one of the biggest issues with Helldivers as it stands right now is that, we're going to change the music a little bit, is just that I don't feel like all the weapons are viable. And when I say viable, I mean, not all of them are really fun to play in. And I don't think they all need to be viable for every mission, right? Because that doesn't need to be the case. Like, I like that there are some that are like better for bugs, some that are better for bots and stuff like that. But I do wish that you could take more weapons into more scenarios and have them be good. Something I would actually really, really enjoy is more one-handed weapons to go with the ballistic shield and make like the ballistic shield playstyle a little bit more viable against the robots, which is kind of the only faction that you can really use it with right now. But even then, like if you get hit with any sort of missiles while you're holding the ballistic shield, you kind of just go zoom in. So why is chat double posting? Not supposed to be doing that, but whatever, it's fine. I think my YouTube chat is broken again. It's all good. But yeah, I would love for them to try and make a lot more weapons a lot more viable. I also want, okay, this is my personal opinion. We're yapping about Helldivers. I would really love for them to make the mech play style more viable than it currently is, because I like mechs. I think playing around in giant mechs are cool, but currently it's why would you bring a mech when you can just bring a nuke that will take care of all your problems plus more? It's just unfortunate. Like for the one patch that they had it so that like you had a mech on every mission, that was awesome and I loved it. It was so much fun because then I could bring the other type of mech too. Sounds nice. I gotta go. Have a magnificent day, Mr. Cat. See you later, bean guy. Hey, thanks for dropping by. But I really wish that they had more options with the mech style. Like, I don't care if I had to like dump a ton of samples and stuff into it to make it more fun and more viable. I would still want it. Okay, infinite water it is. You are now hungry. The stores are broken. Restaurants are broken. For snack time, what would you take? A bologna sandwich or a infinite sandwich? Wait, what's the difference between the two? I'm confused. More health for the mech would be perfect. I think, okay, so here's my hot take. I think that you should be able to use stratagems inside the mech. I think that that would be a really, really cool addition to the mech playstyle. And like make it so that the mech's ammo is based off of charge system or something like that. Or that you could or like you could use your ammo to refill the mech or something. Just something that would let you stay in the mech for longer is what I would want out of a mech playstyle. Simple solution, the nuke Titan from Titanfall. I actually haven't played that. Are there actions like headpad in this live? Yes, they should work. Though it does not look, hold on. Yeah, they are working, I think. I mean, it looks like it's working. But there might just be some input delay. It's the same, but the infinite one, it's done eating, it returns. Oh yeah, then yeah, I'm not a huge fan of bologna, but you know, food is food, right? I haven't actually played Titanfall 2, so I don't know what it's like. I want Helldivers to let us play against Helldivers. Like, the enemies are cool looking. That would actually be pretty fun to just like hop into random enemies. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. I don't know how that would work like logistically, but it would be pretty sweet. Like hop into a tank or something. Could you imagine? Oh, that would get so many people to rage so fast, probably. But it'd be really fun. I definitely don't think that they have that, you know, even as an option. Or it'd be super sick. It would be super sick, but probably not available. Let's see, what other stuff would I want? I want them to do, you know, maybe some more turrets would be kind of cool. I feel like they've got their bases pretty covered right now, though, so I don't know what else they could add. I do think that the game will get a lot more fresh when the third faction comes out, because right now I actually have a friend who has officially quote unquote retired from Helldivers because they've unlocked everything. Chaos unfortunately is not on right now. Named it. I also want you where you can play defense against the enemies. There are missions that let you do that. Or do you mean just like let them do it more often or things like that? Because I agree. I personally do love defense missions. I do like the, you know, we're just gonna try and kill everything. Like the eradicate missions are one of my favorites to play. The Minas Tirith like defense missions are super fun. Huge fan of those. But I honestly though, I really do feel like Helldivers has a very good balance when it comes to the type of missions it has, because at the end of the day, you get to pick what you do. So it's not like it's ever forcing you to do any one thing or the other. You can browse around and, you know, find the missions that you want, regardless of, you know, what planet you're on. So I do think that Helldivers has enough variety in it to, you know, make it work. Raid type of game mode with 6 to 8 people fighting a big boss like super robots and super bugs. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how well the servers would handle something like that though. That would be very interesting though, because then you could have just a lot of people on the map doing stuff. That kind of goes back to like the more stratagems thing. I would like a mode that has more people on it where you really get to flex the destructive power and capability of the Helldivers and just go ham on a mission. I think that would be really cool. I think that is one thing that Helldivers is genuinely kind of missing, is a really hard, like, objective based mission thing for endgame. So like, if you think you're really good at the game, you bring in a squad and it really is unfair and tries to mess with you. I think that would be a great addition to the game. Also, did you guys see the new major order for today? We have to pick between saving children or getting anti-tank mines. Oh, what a world, man. What a world. Helldivers is so real for that. So it's whichever planet gets liberated first, we get that quote unquote reward. Anti-tank mines are pretty based. I would love heavier mines than what we have right now, because so minefields are awesome against like bug defense missions that are super strong. I don't feel like we have anything that's that good for bots, because the anti-personnel mines will clear out all of the little guys, but then the tanks can literally just roll over them like they're nothing. Same with Hulks and things like that. Even the Berserkers or some of the medium-plated enemies, they just don't care about the anti-personnel mines. So having another mine option that's like this, you bring this to demolish heavy units, would be awesome. I just think there needs to be more like bot specific things in general. Like, I will say, I've rather enjoyed a somewhat new play style that I've been experimenting with against bots, which is running the stun grenades and the anti-personnel rifle, because you can like stun Hulks and then two-shot him in the eye. Member of Hux, Murder of Hux, thank you for the 21 months of membership. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Memberships are really helping me out right now, guys. So, if anyone else wants to become a member, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you can do it for $1. Just saying, haha. Look, I gotta shill every once in a while, okay? I'm allowed to shill. Aurelius, I'm a Persian game developer. I want to make a new card game. Is there a name idea? Oh, look, I am notoriously bad at naming things. If you want help with names, I am not the cat to ask. I'm so sorry. I'm very bad with names. My names literally are like, I mean, I call most things, like I call cat game, even though it's supposed to be, Little Kitty Big City or Stray or insert any other game where cat does a thing. I just call it cat game, because why would I not call it cat game? Oh gosh. But good times. So speaking of Little Kitty Big City, I did play a little bit more off stream. I have some more thoughts about it. I think it's actually a pretty good game. I think it's a pretty good game. I'm gonna knock my rating down just a little bit from what I originally said it was, which was like I think I said it was like an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna bump it down to a 7. 100%ing the game is really just about doing a lot of repetitive tasks, which is fine, and that's okay. But I don't know. You get through it pretty fast. About Cars of Speed. I mean, I think that's fine. This might be a hot take, but I don't think you actually can name things bad for games, because I mean, there's stuff like Untitled Goose Game, for crying out loud. You can name things literally whatever you want and it'll be fine. It'll just work. I mean, we have Unicorn Overlord, which is a tactics-based turn-based strategy game. You can name things whatever the hell you want. I don't think there's any naming convention that wouldn't work. You can just do whatever. Hey, what's up, Mika? How you doing? Name things what you want. In fact, I think the weirder names, like, sometimes they'll just work even better, Keep it simple. Car of the game. I mean, you literally could just call it car game. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can literally just call it car game. I'm fine. What about you? I'm doing great. I'm working on projects and stuff today, and we're yapping the night away. It's good times, good stuff, good things, good everything. I don't know where I'm going with this. we're vibing, we're having fun, you know, all that jazz. And I'm finally going to make a decision tonight about Rayleigh, so that'll be fun, our model. Because we're only a month and a half away-ish from her model being started and created, which is crazy. It's sneaking up on me, guys. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. It might actually be real this time. After 3 years of trying to get this model made, it might actually be happening. It's actually insane that it took this long for stuff to happen. And if this falls through, I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be so sad. I'm shocked that you still remember me, even though I haven't come up to you for a long time. I like to remember most people. Having a break now, no more chit chat. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for hanging out while you could and all that jazz. Oh gosh. Good times, good times. I'm really happy that the combined chat is working still. I've been trying to get that to work for months, and I think it's in a good enough place now. It worked all last stream. It's working this stream so far. So we'll see. Am I enjoying my time? I am, yes. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Sadie Stone. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Oh, the alerts are... Wait, why didn't it play the alert for your membership? Murder. Huh. That's weird. It played the alert for the subscription, but not for the member? Huh. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to see why it's broken. Oh yeah, we're gonna, so I don't know if I have it ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow I wanted to do another RPG stream. Talking about Pathfinder 2nd edition. But I don't think I'll have that ready in time. I'm realizing that these RPG streams might have to have a little bit of time in between all of them, because man, there's so much knowledge that I have to like remember when I'm trying to talk about them, because it's been so long for some of these systems. So we will have something ready for tomorrow. I just don't know if it'll be Pathfinder 2. Have you played Destiny 2? I have. I actually played quite a bit of Destiny when it first came out, because I had a friend who was really into Destiny, and honestly, I thought it would be kind of fun to play an MMO first-person shooter type game that actually had raids and stuff, and it was fun. I actually enjoyed it a lot. I think Destiny 2 was a lot of fun. I haven't played it since its like first expansion or stuff, but it was fun. I did enjoy it. I don't know if I'll ever go back and try it again, because most of the reason why I don't play a lot of different games is because I just don't have time. Like I play very few new games off of stream. And since I don't really play games on stream, I don't really get to try a whole lot of new stuff. However, I do kind of want... There are some games next year, potentially, that I want to play on stream, like Monster Hunter. I love Monster Hunter. And the new one looks sick. I am excited for the new Monster Hunter. It's going to look so good. Hey, what's up, Val Creative? I'm so excited for Monster Hunter. What's the other game that I was looking at? Hold on. Let me take a quick look. Summer Games Fest games. Everything that was announced. Am I gonna play the new Dragon Age? Probably not. I'm gonna keep it so real. I haven't played Dragon Age since I don't even know. Yapperfloof. Yep, I am a Yapperfloof. Welcome on in, raccoons. I have not played. I haven't played just just played or just joined playing Multiversus. I want to try Multiverse, but I haven't done it yet. But Dragon Age, I played the first one and then I played the second one. So I played Dragon Age and then I played Dragon Age Origins, and I was done after Dragon Age Origins. I loved the first one. I played the hell out of the first one. But the second one was just kind of meh to me and didn't really... It just, I don't know, it just didn't appeal to me, you know? So I kind of dropped out of the franchise after that. Okay, so let's see. What did they announce? Black Ops 6, don't care. Doom, don't care. State of Decay 3, maybe. State of Decay, I've heard a lot of interesting things about, like neither good nor bad, just kind of interesting. So I might check that out. Oh, there's the Dragon Age one. Starfield Shattered Space. Is that like a expansion for Starfield? Don't really care. Fallout, don't care. Expedition 33. I don't remember seeing that one. South of Midnight. World of Warcraft, The War Within. Guys, I'm going to keep it real. World of Warcraft it's getting real close to bringing me back in, man. I hate it because World of Warcraft, I played the absolute hell out of up until I think it was like Cataclysm or something. And then I kind of just played the other expansions here and there. The last one I actually played was Battle for Azeroth. But it's like a game and a story and a series that I want to keep experiencing, but I don't actually like playing the game anymore. It sucks. I want to go through the quests and stuff just to learn the story, but honestly, you can just kind of watch the quests on YouTube, so it doesn't make sense for me to ever buy it. Which sucks, because World of Warcraft was a huge part of like my younger years experience. I loved it. I loved the guild I was in. I loved hanging out with people. I loved like just being part of that overall experience. But I don't actually like playing the game anymore, because the one thing World of Warcraft does is just sap your time. And I don't have a lot of extra time. So I would rather play games with like friends and stuff than hop back on World of Warcraft, because it's so much time to play the game. It just sucks, because I want to, but just time, you know. WoW is a second job. It really is a second job. Also, welcome on in Mortunodos. I don't know if I even got close to saying that name correctly, but welcome on in. Playing World of Warcraft really was a second job back in the day. I very vividly remember raiding twice a week, but in order to raid, I needed to make sure that I farmed potions, and in order to farm potions, I had to farm herbs, and I had to do all this other crap to earn gold just so that I could be at maximum efficiency participating in a raid when we were trying to push a new difficulty of boss. And looking back, man, it really was like, 15 to 20 hours of my week just playing this game so I could play it at an optimum level. It was a it was a part-time job. Oh. And then especially once I was like in charge of healers, because like I was a healer, I was a shaman healer. I got put in charge of like making sure the other healers got their crap together. And so it was even more of a part-time job, because then I had to manage people. Oh, it's crazy. What's up, Shade? How you doing? It was bad. Like, it was fun, but it was too much time. I don't recommend it. It was too much time. Oh, I'm good. I miss you, sir. I miss you too. I miss everyone, but maybe that says something about me. Oh gosh. But yeah, that's learning how to manage people from a young age. So you know what's funny? So I don't know if you guys know this, but I put out a short today, or I don't know if you guys saw it today, but I put out a short today about like the whole manager thing and how like, you should value yourself more and stuff like that. But the unfortunate part is I wanted to put in the whole context of like, it was a hard lesson learned while I was a manager that I made a mistake about, but I realized I never actually gave the context on stream, which was really funny. So I had to edit it a little bit. Else it just made me look terrible without any context. But it is kind of funny how running a guild in WoW does teach you a lot of very interesting and unique management skills. And one thing that it does really well, surprisingly, is teach you interpersonal conflict resolution. Because if there's ever a group of people that just want to fight each other all the time, it's gamers in a WoW guild. They will get upset at each other for literally no reason. It's crazy. Like, for whatever reason, games plus cooperative events just turn people into the most nightmarish gremlins you can imagine. Like, look at League, look at Valorant, look at any any competitive cooperative game. People hate each other when they mess up. It's crazy. So as a guild leader, you had to deal with that. You had to learn how to calm tempers. You had to learn how to make people actually work together. It was a very interesting and rewarding experience, but I do not miss it at all. Oh gosh, I definitely don't miss it. Good experience though, good experience. Let's see, what else do we got on here from the Summer Games Fest? Flintlock, no idea what that is. Sea of Thieves expansion, that might actually be kind of fun. I've played quite a bit of Sea of Thieves with a buddy, and we just, I don't know, Sea of Thieves was just fun. It's a fun, good old time, running around on the high seas, looting, shooting, steering ships. I don't know, Sea of Thieves is a good game to come back to like every once in a while. Like herding cats, exactly like herding cats, Dingo, exactly. Age of Mythology Retold. I never actually played Age of Mythology. I have friends who will swear by Age of Mythology. Like, they say it's their favorite game ever. They love it. They played the hell out of it when they were younger. I've never touched it. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually give it a shot now. Perfect Dark. I don't know what that is. I've heard the name before. Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, the expansion. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts about Diablo. Diablo was very, How many here actually played Diablo 4? How many of you even care about Diablo 4? That's a better question. How many of you actually even care about it? Because I played it. I got into Diablo with Diablo 3. I had fun with Diablo 3 for the, time that I was in it. Obviously I didn't touch Diablo Immortals. That was a travesty. But I did pick up Diablo 4 because a lot of my friends were picking up Diablo 4 and they were playing it. And so, I usually pick up games with friends because I like playing with people. That's like my main motivation when it comes to gaming. So I picked it up. I played it with them a little bit. Was not very impressed with Diablo 4. I'm going to keep it so real. I think I played it for longer than I thought I would. I will admit that. I played it for a lot longer than I thought I would. Which was I think like 40 hours, which, I got my money's worth out of it at the very least. But I'm so not interested in the expansion to Diablo 4. Are you kidding me? So definitely not picking that up. Fable. Is this a re-release? Or is this is this not Fable? I don't know what the Fable announcement was. I don't know if it's like a reimagining of the original Fable. I've heard good things about it. I don't know anything else about it, but it's there. Fragpunk, I literally don't care about. Guys, I'm so over 5v5 shooters. I don't care anymore. It's kind of like how people stopped trying to make MOBAs, right? Like, well, okay, I shouldn't say people tried to stop making MOBAs. There are still people who try to make MOBAs, but I feel like we're over the concept of MOBAs recently, right? Am I crazy for saying that? Like, we have League of Legends, we have Dota 2. Heroes of the Storm was like kind of in there for a little while, but I think people are just in general, like, you either play League, you play Dota, or you just don't participate, right? Am I crazy? I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of the loop on that one. Let's see. Winter Burrow didn't. I have no idea what. Okay, these are a lot of Xbox games that I actually don't care about. Indiana Jones, whatever. Mecha Break. How many? Wait, why are these all Xbox? How many of these are? Okay, well, yeah. Oh wait, that was just the. Oh, cool. I was looking at the Xbox showcase. That's why they were all Xbox games. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I feel like some other stuff was announced that I'm just not seeing. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Someone might like that. Maybe. I don't know. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. That could be fun to at least see. Sonic X Shadow Generations. I actually might try that one because Sonic Generations was great. I really love what the Sonic Generations team did with Sonic. It felt like a really just nice return to form. I don't know if anyone else here has had the option or the desire to play any Sonic the Hedgehog games, but Sonic Generations was genuinely good. Definitely recommend it. And you know, Shadow's always fun when he decides to make an appearance, even though it's very not often, you know. That'll be fun. Life is Strange. I didn't actually play any of it, but that might be kind of fun. I do like story games. We played Detroit Become Human on the channel a while ago at this point. It's been, holy cow, how long has it been? Wait. Guys, we're gonna go on a little journey here. How long ago place your bets now? How long ago did I play Detroit Become Human? This is probably before everyone's time. I think this is even before Murder's time, who has been around for 21 months. I think this is before their time. Detroit Become Human. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. No, don't show me that. Oh no. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm old. It was almost 4 years ago. It was in November of 2020. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, that hurts. I've been doing this for too long. Oh, said help. That was 4 years ago? That's crazy. What's up, J-Dog? How you doing? Detroit Become Human was 4 freaking years ago. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Dang, dude. Oh, that's insane. That's funny. That's funny. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Batman Arkham Shadow. I never played any of the Batman games. That might be kind of fun. Probably won't end up picking it up or trying it, but you know, there's a chance it could be fun, right? Oh, Lego Horizon Adventures. That one actually does look somewhat interesting. Because I did pick up, I think it was the last Star Wars Lego game was a lot of fun. The one that had like all the different, like it was the super game that had like all the different episodes and all that jazz. So that was a lot of fun, a lot of great stuff. So Lego Horizons probably good. I mean, honestly, has anyone ever really played a bad Lego game? There's not, I doubt there's very many bad Lego games, you know? That just doesn't seem like something that Lego would do. Lego games are they're just fun. They just have fun. Dragon Age, the Veilguard, that someone else brought that up. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll give Dragon Age another chance. Maybe. Doom, Dark Ages, we already kind of mentioned, don't really care about that. Ooh, Sid Meier's Civ 7 could potentially be awesome. Civ 7 could be a game changer. I didn't play a lot of Civ 6. I did play, I think I played like 40-ish hours, you know, so like that's a decent amount, right? Like that's a decent amount for a Civ game. I have friends who played literally hundreds of it. But the one that I probably played the most of, I think, was Civ 5. Civ 5 was really fun to me. So, you know, I'm tentatively excited for Civ 7. We will see how that turns out, of course, but I'm nervously excited for Civ 7. We'll see. We'll see. Prince of Persia, meh. Never played any of them, so I don't really have an opinion about them. Gears of War. I played the original Gears of War with a friend because I don't own any Xbox or stuff like that. Like 4 games of Civ. Oh, really? Is it? Interesting. My disappointing game that I never played was called Mind Hack. That does sound interesting. Or Mind Check. That sounds interesting. Hope they had more win cons. Yeah, I feel like Civ would be more fun if there are more different ways of winning. So we'll see. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind should be fun. I know one friend who is extremely excited about that one because he, you know, it's good old Roy Kiato. He's super into Power Rangers, and you know, it does look like the old TMNT, you know, beat 'em up shenanigans. It just looks good. It's just a little side scroller beat 'em up that you can play with friends. I don't know, just gonna be fun. And then Skate. The Skate 3 MMO game, which is just like, who would have thought that we'd be getting a Skate MMO, right? Like in this day and age, who would have thought that that could happen? I'm not complaining. I think that's awesome. It's just funny, right? Like, Skate MMO. Everyone's just gonna be rolling around on skateboards, doing tricks and stuff off of each other. I hope you can like run into people and just beat each other up with skateboards, because that just sounds fun. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming out this year. I think that or next year, not this year. I honestly though, I feel like the rest of this year is just like building anticipation for next year. Because Monster Hunter Worlds is also on that list of stuff that comes out next year. Looks really cool. Looks like there's a lot of fun, like riding around a mount, potentially having multiple weapons out at the same time, or being able to swap between them. The Great Sword looks like you're an absolute tank in it. Like, there's a lot of good stuff to be had from this. But it's next year. Same with a lot of this other big game stuff. It's all next year. I'm like, I get it. You know, they want to build hype for it, for all the stuff that comes out next year. But, you know, does anyone else feel like this? I feel like gaming kind of goes in these 2 to 3 year cycles, right? Hey, what's up, John? Can't wait for Fable. John, do you know, is the Fable that's coming out, is it a remake of the original Fable? Because that's what I don't know. If it is, that's kind of cool. It's a reboot? Okay, interesting. Maybe I'll actually give that a shot, because I played a little bit of the original Fable. I played I played a small chunk of the original Fable. So that would be fun to see. Let's see. What else do we got? What else do we got? We have... is there any cool games coming out this year though? Oh, they announced, I forgot, they announced the Among Us TV show at the Summer Games Award. Forgot about that. That's certainly something. I will admit, I am genuinely curious how they're going to make a TV show out of Among Us, right? Hey, what's up, Away? How you doing? Welcome on in. Like, how do you make a TV show out of Among Us, right? And the real question is, how far in are they gonna, like, how much they're gonna lean into the memes, right? Is there actually, yeah, no, that's not just me saying it, it's confirmed. I was always late for the video game showcases. All I remember for Fable is I became a hyper wealthy landlord in one of them. Either really bad CGI or extremely bad live action. No, isn't it cartoon based? It's a cartoon being made by Playground Games, the studio behind Forza. Interesting. Oh, Fable is, that's cool. I think the Among Us TV show would be like the movie The Thing. Yeah, probably. Okay. So don't get me wrong, I totally understand why Among Us became like a super popular game. Like, I get it. I do actually get it. That being said, never in my life would I have assumed that it would have gotten this mega popularity tier of just like, how do you even describe Among Us to people, right? Like, how do you do it? Because it's not even just kind of popular. Like, everyone has heard of Among Us if they play games like at all or watch YouTube like at all. If, you know, unless they started with like the last year, because it has died down a little bit. It has died down a little bit, but it's just insane to me of how ultra popular or ultra meme like stratosphere it became. Because I was actually there when it started. I very vividly remember watching Soda Poppin', who is kind of the one who kickstarted the whole thing. I do think it would have eventually become really popular by itself. I think that Soda Poppin' just kind of kickstarted it because he found the game, he played it with a bunch of people, he had a bunch of groups, you know, it became this big thing, basically overnight to try and get into games, because there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of stuff you could do in it, and just it's just amazing to me, like, watching it take off. And then Disguised Toast became, for better or worse, the face of Among Us for a little while. Like, does anyone remember the Disguised Toast Among Us era, where he was dominating it? Like, every day a new video, and it was getting millions of views. Like, it was insanity. It was actually crazy. Watching that whole thing pop off in real time was unreal, but like in kind of a cool way. And then, of course, as all things do, you know, most of us kind of got sick of it, I think. But it was in that super popular stage where there was just enough people that were always coming into the game and wanting to experience it for the first time for like a solid year, that it could never actually go away. And to be fair, like, there's a lot of meme potential with it. And then the biggest thing was all the mod support, right? The mod support was actually crazy. I think it was Automated who was making a lot of the Among Us mods. Like, that kept the game alive for so long, because now it wasn't just, you know, the base game. There were all these mods that would let it continue to thrive. And honestly, you know, what's funny to me is it really did look like a study in what mods can do for a game, because if Among Us wasn't able to be so easily modded, I don't think it would have survived for nearly as long as it did. But because you could make mods like proximity voice chat, or you could make new classes that did new things, or you could do all this other stuff with it, the mods helped make Among Us go mega viral. And love it or hate it, like it was really fascinating to watch happen in real time. So you know what's funny though, is I actually used to be someone who was extremely against modding. Not for like any ethical or otherwise reasons. My logic was always, if the game isn't good without mod, and well, you know what, actually I kind of maintain this, and you know, let me know if you guys agree or disagree with this, by the way. I think that if a game needs, not can use, but needs mods to be fun, it's not a good game. And it's not one that I'm interested in playing. I think if you like a game so much that you want to mod it to become more than what it is, that's great. I do think that there's a very big distinction though between those two. Because, so my perfect example is Skyrim. I've tried to beat Skyrim so many times. I can't even tell you the number of times I've made it to Whiterun. It's crazy. But I do not enjoy the base gameplay of Skyrim. It is not fun to me. And everyone's like, oh, well, that's because you need to install mods to make it more fun. And it's like, once I install the mods, it's like, okay, well, this is okay now. It's not great, but like the base game still isn't fun. So I can't play it because it's not fun. I've tried. But then there's games like RimWorld. I love RimWorld so much. I was there on, you know, very early on in its development. I was one of the original backers. Like, I believe I have a character in the game somewhere. Like, I love RimWorld. Now, I've played so much RimWorld that the base game is actually, like, I've played it so much that there's not a whole lot left for me to do there. But that's where mods come in. So because I love the game so much, now, like in the last couple of years, I've modded the ever living hell out of it to be this unrecognizable mess of what it was before. But that's great. I just think that people use mods as a crutch when mods shouldn't be what makes a game playable. I think the game needs to be fun and then mods enhance it, because you can only ever make something as much fun. Like it's all based off of the enhancement of the original idea. That's my opinion. Welcome on in, Castrion. How you doing? I don't think mods are a bad thing. It can help people know how the game works to make fun content out of it. No, I don't think mods are bad. I do not think that mods are a bad thing. It's just, I feel like mods are often used as a crutch to make a bad game decent. And if a game requires me to install so many mods that it's unrecognizable, I would rather just spend my time finding a new game or modding a game that I actually enjoy. You know, I think it depends on the game. A lot of games have completely different experiences depending on the mods you add. But if some of those features are already there, I'm assuming you're going to finish that thought. No, I do think that. But my problem is, you want to have so many different playing experiences that apply to different people. I think that's fine. It's just, I like to experience a game as it is before altering to know if I like the game. Because if I don't like the game, I don't want to install all these mods to fix it. That, to me, that feels like a waste of time. I would rather just play a new game, and if I like that, mod that one, you know? Thoughts on modding games like The Sims? Like, again, my whole concept of modding is, if you enjoy the base game and want to mod it to try and make it better, like, or more in tune with what you enjoy, that's totally awesome. That's fine. That's great. And, you know, for some games, like where modding is part of the game, Like that's the big appeal, is that the base game is pretty bare, and the whole point is that mods are what the game is about. Like Minecraft is what I would argue. That's also fine. But Minecraft at its core is still kind of fun. You know, you waltz around and you do stuff. Cats, we're about to start fighting in here again. So that's just my thoughts on mods. I think that I would prefer to focus on games that I already enjoy without mods and then add mods to them to make them better, rather than games that require mods to make them even playable. That's just my opinion. And obviously, everyone is allowed to have different ones. I have friends who are die hard in the, you know, mod everything to make it the game that they want to play, regardless of how it starts camp. And that's fine. And also that comes from me. I don't want to have to research and deal with all the mods to make a game function. That's also just not fun for me. Like figuring out how, like, oh, well, you need to run this mod before this one and have auto sorters and all these other apps just to play the freaking game. That's not it for me. Unless a game makes its modding scene seamless, which some games have done. And I think it's definitely becoming a lot more common these days to have modding just be a core part of the game, where getting a new mod is as simple as clicking a button, you know? I do think that's awesome. Like, what's the Lethal Company one? The Lethal Company mod loader is great because if someone builds a mod pack, they can literally just copy paste their code of the mods to someone else. And if they paste it into their mod loader, it will download all the mods in the same order as the person who made the pack. So everyone has all of the mods the exact same when they play. Like, that's great. That's awesome. But see, 02 just brought up the other thing. The only thing I dislike about mods is if one breaks, you have to go through all of them to find out which one. That is the other unfortunate downside. So, like, one of my favorite mods to play with in RimWorld is called Hospitality, where it essentially adds in a whole new section of what you can do in the game, where you're not just defending from raiders or raiding other people or attacking, you know, whatever. Like, you basically get to host a bed and breakfast. It's really fun to, like, be you know, an escape destination for the rest of the world while also fighting off invaders all the time. Like, it's really funny. I love it. But whenever RimWorld updates, that mod breaks like 10 sorts of ways, and then all of my saves break, so I have to wait until I either have to play on the outdated save and hope that none of the rest of my mods update, or I have to just wait till everything is updated and then I can continue playing. So, like, that is the other part of the mod experience that is just not fun. So it hurts. It's bad. But for some games, it's still worth it. Like, I will still continue to mod RimWorld because RimWorld is still awesome and fun and just everything for me. It's just good. I just love it. But not everyone wants to go through that. So there you go. There's my mod rant for you. Let's see, what other shenanigans do we have? Hold on, I gotta pull out my notebook again, see if there's anything else on my list of stuff to talk about. Let's see, we already talked about my programming worst nightmare. We talked about the Scarlet story. Oh, that was a funny one. Oh, gosh. Oh, good times, good times. Trying to think. Oh, Arcane. Okay, how many people here have watched Arcane and are excited about Arcane season 2? I am so excited. That comes out in November. That I'm so excited. I really hope that the second season is as good as the first one and just continues the storyline to a point of completion that makes sense, like with the game lore and stuff. This is League of Legends stuff, by the way. But dude, Arcane is so good. I am so excited. And the funniest thing happened. So in the trailer for season 2, they show Vi as a cop, or an enforcer is what they're called. And people got upset about that. And I'm like, wait, guys, did you not know that this is where the story was going? Welcome on in, Viol. How you doing? Or Vale. I'm not actually quite sure how to pronounce that name, but welcome on in. I can't believe that people were getting upset about Vi becoming an enforcer in the show, because guess what? That's the lore of the show, is Vi becomes an enforcer. Like, that's part of the game lore. I don't know what you expected. But I do really like how they're setting up the season, because it's like, oh, Caitlyn's gonna lead a strike team. We did see Warwick. We saw we're probably gonna get to see more of not Demacia, Noxus. And they've announced that they want to do other stories in the League of Legends world. Okay, do you guys want to know what here is what I would love to get out of Arcane, or just the League of Legends team. So for those of you who play League of Legends, which probably isn't many of you, but I'm a weirdo. I still play League. I still enjoy playing League of Legends. There is a storyline that happened, I think it was like 2 years ago now, that was called the Ruination Event, where there was this big, huge, overarching story about how Viego caused the ruination, and they were assembling a team to go take him down. There's all this great stuff. Also, see you later, Pumpkin Cat. Like, it was this big, long storyline that was happening in game. There was a lot of fun stuff going on with it. And they kind of fumbled the ending. Like, they had all these cool trailers. It built up to this final cinematic that just kind of fell short. Wasn't super interesting. And I'm really sad because it was such a cool event. It was all Halloween themed. They could have done so much with it. And again, it just kind of fell flat. I was a little disappointed. I would love to see their take on that, but with the animation team that's working on Arcane. That would be so awesome. Or like something in the Freljord. The Freljord would be really fun to explore as well. Or just Demacia in general. Or the whole Silas. The whole Silas storyline. The whole Garen and Lux storyline. Like, oh, there's so many good stories that they could follow. And like, I'm happy that they are taking the time to make each of these shows absolute bangers. I really am. But I'm also impatient and I want to watch all of them. League of Legends, for better or worse, is the franchise that I love the most. It's my favorite type of game, which is MOBA. There's a lot of different ways to experience the content. There's a lot of different stories that can be told. The characters are cool. The world is immaculate. I really just hope that whatever stories they decide to tell, they give them the same love and affection that has been given to Arcane. Because Arcane has done something that I don't think anyone expected, and that was to make non-League of Legends players become interested in League of Legends and its world. Which ultimately, I think, is its strength. Is LoL better than Smite? I don't know if the conversation of is X better than Y. Generally, I don't know if that's a great conversation. Because I think everything is just different. Some people really enjoy Smite. Some people really enjoy League. Why are there so little people in here? Probably because it's a vertical stream. I have 2 streams going right now. But welcome on in, Sweet Pea. How you doing? So I don't know. It's just I don't know if is one better than the other the best discussion to have. I think people just like what they like, you know, and there's just different strokes for different folks. That's all it is, you know. But I do think that League of Legends has so much cool stuff going for it. I definitely prefer League of Legends over Smite. Hey, welcome on in, Jack. How you doing? But not everyone does. And to be fair, playing League of Legends is way different than just being a fan of League of Legends content. Because there is a lot of really cool League stuff that you can enjoy without ever touching the game. Like the music's great, the cinematics are great. Even the esports are fun to watch. All the different games that they have, all the different lore, their whole side project over the last few years of letting people, you know, experiment with their IPs and coming out with their own games and things like that. Like there's a lot to enjoy without ever touching the game. Now, if you do touch the game, even within the game itself, there's like regular League of Legends, you know, where you're playing the whole 5v5. There's, you know, TFT, there's Legends of Runeterra, there's Arena, there's ARAM. Like there's all these different ways of experiencing League of Legends content, which I think is a fantastic job that they've done with them. So I just think it's like a League of Legends is just so fascinating because it's such a giant in the industry. It just will never, I don't know. I love the game, but I honestly can't really recommend it to a lot of people because it's, you know, it's rough to get into. It just is. I played the League 3 times and honestly enjoyed the world and story, but not really the game. I think League of Legends has the same problem that World of Warcraft or other really long-standing games have, which is games that have been around for a really long time are kind of hostile to new players. And this isn't necessarily by design, but all the people who have been playing for that long usually have so much game knowledge that it's very intimidating for new players to get into. I think one of the few instances where I've seen it done really well is Final Fantasy XIV, and World of Warcraft has gotten a little bit better about it, but there's actually a really cool video made by Folding Ideas about how it's rude to be bad at World of Warcraft that feeds into this whole narrative. That's just that people who have been playing the game for so long are just that much better than literally everyone else, and it's gotten to the point where they don't need to communicate to make things happen. And since they don't need to communicate, it's almost like it's annoying for new players to ask questions. You can really see this in games like League of Legends, where if a new player is doing bad and they ask like, hey, I need help. How do I do this? How do I get better? They're almost met with contempt at like, how dare you be bad at this game that I am trying to play to win at? It's a very interesting mentality that sets into long-standing games, and I honestly don't know how you fix that kind of a problem. It's so fascinating. I'm sure many games have tried and failed to solve like the psychology of what goes into making people think the way that they do inside of their own games. But the fact that it's just that hard to get it done is so fascinating to me. And I think that's why there's such a big emphasis on a lot of games trying to reward players who are doing good things for the community. Like League of Legends has the honor system. I believe Final Fantasy has like the whole, you can give like points to someone at the end. I don't fully remember what that entire thing was, but that's why games try so hard to incentivize good behavior, because they know that new players are going to get chewed out for it. And you just brought up an excellent point, Murder. I honestly think it's not only in games, but for long-running pieces of media, because you have people who have been fans for 10 plus years and new people who ask questions and get chewed out. Exactly. I think that happens a ton. any fandom that has been around for any amount of time, if someone new comes in, okay, you know what's interesting? I experienced this with the Genshin community. So yeah, I experienced this with the Genshin community because I started to do some of the lore stuff there. I was trying to do it in bits and pieces where I didn't really have to research or know the entire world lore to be able to make videos, because, you know, I was dipping my feet into the pool. And what I was immediately met with was hostility towards everyone who had been playing the game for years upon years and dared question the audacity of me. Like, they looked at me like I was some sort of freak of nature for trying to make videos about their favorite thing with less knowledge than them. And like, I get it, you know, if you're trying to make informative videos about a topic, right, and someone knows more than you do, they feel insulted that you dared to make a video about it without knowing everything. I actually got this a little bit, not super often, but there was a little bit of this when I was making the VTuber lore videos, right? Where I would watch all the stuff I could easily find about someone's particular backstory or lore things, like from the videos that they themselves put out, or like the wiki posts that I could find that would point to specific streams where they talked about it. But inevitably, there's always some person who was like, well, actually on this one random stream where she was playing a game, she mentioned that this additional piece that was very important to the story of her lore happened. And I'm like, okay, but I can't watch everyone's streams forever. If I'm making content about streamers, I literally can't watch all of their streams. That's not something that's in my capability. In the same way that I can't match someone who's played Genshin for 10 years or however long it's been out. I just don't have that depth of knowledge, but I'm trying to learn, and making videos about things is how I research and how I learn new things. That is the process of me learning about the thing. And yeah, gatekeeping is real fun like that. I agree. But it's just fascinating because it sucks. Like games or media or fandoms or anything need new people to survive. But the community that's there is usually just so hostile that they want to stop helping the new people because they're asking the questions they've heard for a million times. And you know what? I get it. I get it. I did VTuber tutorial stuff. I got asked the same questions day after day for over 2 years. Literally the same question every day. And you know what? I'll admit it made me a little jaded until I realized, wait, they are genuinely trying to get into the thing that I personally enjoy doing. And once you can reset your mental and be like, oh, they're not just asking you the same question because they don't, you know, they're trying to be annoying. They're actually trying to get into the thing that you enjoy. You should help them. But it's hard because not many people have the strength and mentality to continue to help new people. And I'll say I've failed at it at times. I've failed at it at times. I never want to be like super negative about any of the hobbies that I'm in. But, you know, sometimes if I've had a bad day, I've accidentally been hostile. I think everyone has, and it sucks because if you want your hobby to grow, you have to be able to, like, you have to be able to set aside your own annoyance at things that might happen to help people get into the hobby that you love, right? And like, you know what's funny is I actually anticipate this coming up again when Oshi Push comes out, because you guys better believe it. When Oshi Push comes out, God help you. There's going to be so much Oshi Push content. You are going to get so sick of it. I'm so sorry, but I am so deep into that now. I'm so deep into that card game. And so, like, yeah, I'm going to be answering questions as much as I can. And you know what's funny? That's why I did the Nichi Sanji audition advice stuff when Oshipush Turning Wind. I am trying so hard to set that up. I'm staying on top of bugging the devs because they said they might have a tabletop version of it. If they have a tabletop version of it, I would run it in a heartbeat, dude. I would run it in a heartbeat. But yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting because I feel like this all comes back to games in general. Just, oh, excuse me, fandoms being hostile to their new players and stuff. It just sucks. And I wish it didn't happen, but it does. So the only thing that we can really do is just try and be a little bit better. Be better than the people before us and help out all the new people. Try and get into a hobby that we love. You know what's funny? I also want to try out the Rift Runners card game and the Gamer Subs card game whenever they come out. I'm just excited for the card games, dude. I'm so excited. Oh, good times. Good times. Man. Such good times. I would buy so many Hololive minis if they had a TTRPG. Dude. TTRPGs are just great. I do want to get back into writing mine. I've been thinking a lot about what I want to add to mine. Because, you know, we've been doing the RPG streams. Like, we've done a lot of RPG streams recently. And as I've been looking over all the systems I used to play, I'm remembering all this stuff that I really didn't like when it came to playing role-playing games. All this stuff that I just personally found annoying. Even my own system that I made, I don't think I want, like, I don't think I want to continue work on the version of it that I had, because when we sat down and did the Pathfinder first edition thing last week, it really made me like go back and be like, huh, wait a second, this isn't good. I don't like doing all this math. I don't think this is fun. And then I looked at some other systems that are like way more rules light, and I'm like, oh, wait, this is just fun. I'm into this. Oh, so much stuff to do, so much stuff to see. I love me some TTRPGs. Just got a bunch in the mail from some Kickstarters. I haven't bought any new RPGs in a while. I still have quite a collection. I just haven't bought any new ones. You know what honestly was one of my favorites, and I do think that this was a, I know everyone's gonna laugh at me, but I'm gonna say anyways. I think the My Little Pony roleplay game was actually pretty good. I liked its concept. I really did. Because one of its things was it was so open-ended that it was really up to the GM to make a good story. And we actually did a, yeah, the cat likes MLP. Well, so you know what's funny? A lot of the MLP side projects that happened were not because Hasbro did anything good. It's because there were really passionate people about, you know, in this case, ponies, right? But who wanted to make really fun games. And so they approached Hasbro being basically like, we will do literally all of the work. And if you like it, publish it. And so that's why, like, that's like why the card game exists. That's why the RPG exists. That's why, like, a lot of these weirdly good products from Hasbro about My Little Pony exist, because someone wanted to make something good about their, you know, their given fandom. And they actually, like, they did it. They made something cool. But so here, let me just give you an example of, maybe we'll do the My Little Pony system tomorrow. I don't know. Like, because the thing I really liked, there are changes I would make to it if I was using the system as a basis, but it's all dice based. So like, what you can do is based off of like, so you know, let's say that you want to be good at a certain type of magic, right? Like your magic would be a D8 roll, right? And as you quote unquote level up, you can increase the dice sizes of your abilities or add new ones. I thought that was really cool. So like, as you go throughout the campaign, you know, someone who's like super strong might be using a D12 for their roll, whereas someone who's weak will still be using a D4. So some things that are just pretty impossible for someone who is really weak couldn't happen, but someone who's like kind of in the middle of the pack, like let's say you needed to push something that had a difficulty of 5, right? You had to roll 5 on the dice. Then someone with a D6 could do it, versus someone with a D12 will usually do it. Wait, are you a D&D VTuber? Kinda. That's kind of what we're going into. If I'm being totally real, Evie, we're kind of shifting into becoming a D&D VTuber. It's just kind of happening. We've done a lot of D&D content this year, and I like doing it, and you guys like watching it, so it's kind of just happening. So we're running with it. We're seeing what's happening. Just subscribe because of that. Yeah, it's kind of happening. Well, I did really like that system because it was super rules light, and you know there was a lot of it was very open-ended. So like, oh, you want to develop a skill? Well, what's your skill? And then you flavor it to the GM to be like, okay, well, you're really good at calligraphy. Maybe you could use that to like, that's your justification of like, oh, I'm like kind of okay at being like doing forgeries and stuff and things like that. So like, it was super rules light. I really liked it, and just stuff like that. Hey, welcome on NCT. How you doing? So I think that's the benefit of rules light systems, is even if the premise is kind of dumb and you think it's not that great, I really do think that rules light systems, I'm Eli. Okay. Good to know, Eli. I will try to remember that. I think rules light is just the way to go. Bye. See you later, Eli. That sounds a little bit like Call of Cthulhu skills from what I'm told. Kinda. I've only played a couple sessions of Call of Cthulhu. Does it cost much to upkeep your VTuber program and streaming gear? Streaming gear, kinda. VTuber program, no. Once you have it, you're pretty much good. I come back. Welcome back. It's basically just dice roll. So like, if something was really difficult, it was like a DC 10. Like the max you could ever get was like a DC 20. Or like a D20 for your dice roll, which I thought was really interesting because even a D20 is like, yeah, you could like super succeed and stuff, but you know. And I think there was even a rule about like in that particular system where if you rolled your maximum, if you were within one step of the difficulty, you would succeed. So like had some auto successes and stuff. Well, not auto successes, but like, so going back to that earlier example, you know, if you had a difficulty of 5 and you only had a D4, if you rolled a 4, like the difficulty step was like 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Like I think it was 2 steps between each difficulty, right? So if you rolled a 4 and it was difficulty 5, you would still succeed at that. But I think you took like a stress or something. Like you could do it, but it exhausted you a little bit, which I thought was kind of cool. Seeing as how you're a cat-themed VTuber, guess what I found in the goat barn last week? Surprise for newborn kittens. Good surprise to have. I got bored, so I came back. Well, welcome back. If you're looking for a system similar to Pathfinder, then Lancer has a bit of rules, yeah, but the math is light and it's all focused in the combat. That's pretty good. Blades in the Dark is another one that I would highly, highly recommend. Guys, it's all just roll d6s. You only need one type of dice, and whenever you put a new point in a class, that just means you get to roll one more dice. So like, it's a lot of fun. It's really easy once you understand like the stuff that you can do. It's very, very easy to play. I'm 12. It was my birthday last week. Well, happy birthday. I've heard a lot of things about Cairn. I have not seen the system at all, but I've heard a lot about Cairn. I've also heard a lot about Daggerheart, which I have a lot of thoughts about. I have a lot of thoughts about Daggerheart. One made by Matt Mercer. I've only just barely started to read through some of the material for it. I have a lot of thoughts about it. Not a lot of them are particularly great, but there are some really cool things that it does. But for those of you who don't know, Daggerheart uses D12s. And its main gimmick, because every RPG has a gimmick, right? Its main gimmick is one of the dice is hope and one of the dice is fear. And whenever you roll the dice, whichever one is higher means something happens. So you can succeed with hope, which means you get a good thing, or you can succeed with fear, which means you still succeed, but there's a slightly bad thing that happens. Or you can fail with hope, where you still fail, but you get something good. Or you can fail with fear and something really bad happens. And the problem is... Carl, you okay, buddy? Yeah, you're okay. The problem is that is very reminiscent of Star Wars Edge of the Empire, which has a very similar system. Apparently there's one non-fixed cat who we thought was a boy is actually female that we can't seem to catch. Oof. Have I played the company? I have. I actually don't know what Candela Obscura is. But the problem with systems that make the GM decide additional effects on dice just because of like how things roll puts so much extra work on the GM that it's actually a little frustrating. It gets so tiring. Is it fun? Yeah, Lethal Company is fun. Do you use Roll20 for your campaigns? Mostly, yeah. I have 21,000 hours in Roll20. Just in case you were wondering. I actually made a short about that yesterday. Or I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was Saturday. I don't remember. It was sometime this weekend. But so that's my main problem with Daggerheart is I like the idea. Also, Daggerheart has one of the coolest GM systems where all the players get to do their stuff first and then the GM does stuff. And whenever players roll with fear, the GM gets more action points. So it's basically, there's just a lot of like tug and pull between the game. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff that goes on, but I feel like the GM is a much more active participant in any of the stories that go down, which is both a good and a bad thing, you know? I think that there's a lot of good that happens with systems like those. It's definitely more engaging. And if you want to be the more engaging type of DM and stuff, that's that's awesome. However, anytime the DM has to do more work tends to burn out GMs faster than normal. Any love for Candle Obscura is the first game published by Darrington Press, the critical roleplay company. I've not played it. I don't know much about it. I've played one session of Vampire the Masquerade. I thought it was really cool. I did not actually get to play much more of that. Hey, I'm new to YouTube. Got any channel tips? Some guy asked me to post my naked body. Please don't give me inappropriate tips. I'm a minor. Just make what you enjoy. That's honestly the best YouTube advice I can give is make the type of content that you want to watch because you'll just be more into it. When I was DM for my first DM campaign, I gave one of my players a spell of Rancid Breath that would deal heavy damage to enemies on hit. Deal extra damage after they ate onions. Okay, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. What's the other one? Oh shoot, what's the other one that I've always wanted to try, but I could never find a group for it. Something darkness. What is it called? What is it called? Oh, something darkness, something or other. It had vampires in it. It also had like weird face stuff. Why can I not remember the name? World of Darkness. There we go. That's the one. World of Darkness. That is the one. Also, welcome on in, Kumo. Yeah, World of Darkness is one that I've always wanted to play, but I could never find a group. I thought it was super interesting. Super interesting. But oh gosh. I actually found a new game system recently called Panic at the Dojo. It's a martial arts GTRPG, and when combat gets going, it becomes a tabletop fighting game. Interesting. That's super interesting. My roommate had a play group for 7 years, and a play session. It was a fun time. So I feel bad because I nuked my play group that I had when I started doing YouTube because I just didn't have the time anymore, and I felt bad about it. But at the time, like, I think it was probably still the right decision because I was stressing out about it a lot. But I've been in a group for a little while, and we do stuff, and it's fun. They still play Pathfinder First Edition. I do eventually want to... I do want to run a game on stream, or like maybe run a one-shot or something like that. Just something to, you know, dip my feet back into the jam pool because it's been a while. But before that, I've jammed for many years, and with, you know, varying groups. I've even run Pathfinder Society games. I ran a D&D Adventure League game, 2 of them. I ran one at a convention once. That was weird, but fun. I don't know. I've run a lot of games in my life, and I do care about them. I used to be into publishing for 2nd edition for a little while. I only did that for like a year, but it'd be kind of fun to get back into it. I don't know. There's a lot of RPGs are just cool. I loved Pathfinder for Society. I tried it a couple times. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Hi, I just got here about Ningski. I feel like I might have joined at a bad time. No, you're good, Gabe. We're just reminiscing, but welcome on in. We're doing just fine. We're just talking about stuff. We're having a good time. I actually got invited to be on a stream game later this month, which I declined. Not because I didn't want to, but I also... It's hard for me to want to play games with people I haven't met before. You know, because anyone who's been in an RPG group knows that, like, it takes a while for group, like, adhesion to set in where you all kind of are on similar page and stuff. And playing with a group for the first time on stream with people you haven't met is a little intimidating. And I also just don't have a lot of time. So... I want to do a campaign, but have it be Lord of the Rings theme one where you go around searching for lost family heirlooms for the Hobbit family. That'd be kind of cool. True. Okay. That is actually one of the realest statements you have ever said, or like I've ever heard. Pathfinder Society is the speed dating of finding RPG groups. That is so real. And that actually reminds me of a story. So at our local game shop, we had a relatively big sized group of Pathfinder Society. I think there was enough for 3 to 4 tables at any given time. And that's where I met a few of my players. But what was funny is I actually was running a group at the same time. We just happened to do it on the same days. And a couple of my players came from the Pathfinder Society group because I was running a homebrew game, and they were getting bored with their group, and so they were kind of wandering around the store and saw us playing, and were like, hey, what you're doing looks like more fun. Can we join in? And so they joined into our game, and they became members of our group. It was really funny. But that's what a lot of people do for Pathfinder Society. They go to the games, they try and, you know, see a bunch of different DMing styles, a bunch of different gaming styles, and then they find the one that they like. It's awesome. Who offered for you to play a streamed game? It was someone who hasn't been on here a lot. They're pretty new. I just saw them for the first time like last week. The people seem cool, you know. It's just I am nervous about doing stuff on stream with people I haven't talked to before. Because as you guys know, I used to do that a lot, and a lot of the time it was really bad. So that's why I don't do it very often. I like, if you talk with me a lot, you know, I'll be like, oh yeah, that actually sounds like kind of fun. But if you invite me to do something and we have never even like talked really, or not talked more than once, the fact of the matter is I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna risk it, you know? Because I don't know the vibe. I don't know what's going on. So like, you gotta give me a little bit of time if you want to invite me to stuff, you know? Because if I know you and you've been around, like, yeah, sure, why not? But I don't know. I just don't feel super comfortable with someone who I haven't like had the chance to get to know better. But that's just me. That's more on me than anything. But unless I'm the one running it. See, that's the thing is, I don't mind inviting people I haven't really interacted with too much if I'm the one running the event, because then I'm in charge and I can do what I want. But if I'm someone who's been invited, I'd rather say no and just, you know, accept that I'm not super comfortable doing something yet, than go and just feel like I'm not having a great time, and more importantly, that I might be bringing down someone else's event, you know? So that's why I said no. But who knows? Who knows? I worked a game store, and 5e Adventure League was ran. It fizzled after a player screeched at another player for X, Y, and Z reason. So did you want to know my introduction to D&D Adventure League? Was I wanted to try out 5th edition because I hadn't tried it at that point in time. I'd never played 5th edition. And so I looked at my local Adventure League, and I saw that they were playing on, you know, on Wednesday. And so I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's go give it a shot. Turns out that they didn't have enough GMs, and I somehow got drafted because, again, the store owner knew that I played a lot of RPGs. I got drafted into running 5th edition without ever having played 5th edition. That was a fun experience. Thankfully, everything just kind of went well because I'm a very quick study, and, you know, I know how RPGs work. I just didn't know all the proper terms of everything because, you know, I'd never played 5e at that point. But I ran a very successful, if be it interesting, session of 5e without ever having played the game. I'd read the rule book, so I at least knew like most of the rules, but I ran the game without ever having played it, and the players thought that it was great and fun. So you know what? It worked out. It was awesome. But that's my 5e story. That was my introduction to 5th edition. Is congratulations, you've been drafted. You're a GM now. And I was like, oh, okay. I would have liked to at least play it before I became a GM, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm not real upset about it. Unlike a lot of people, I don't really mind doing GM stuff, you know? I mean, I'm kind of the eternal GM of every group I've ever been in. Like, I end up running things more often than not. And, you know, it's not, I don't mind it. I like being in charge. I like knowing how the world works. I like knowing how things are going to play out. I like building puzzles. I like seeing and reacting to how players are going to do stuff. So it's fine. I would actually rather, in most cases, be the GM versus being a player, unless it's with a group that I've been with for a long time, and I know that being a player is going to be a really fun and rewarding experience. So, first campaign was Curse of Strahd, ended being fired by said Strahd. What was the adventure that I ran? It was one with dinosaurs in it. And I know an abnormally large amount of the session revolved around the players trying to rig a dinosaur race. Like it was a dinosaur speed race and they were trying to rig it. And that was most of the session. And they were having a blast doing it. So, you know, it was fine. There was also another session that I had with a different Pathfinder group where they really wanted to impress the ruler of a nation that happened to be visiting the town that they were in. So they put on this like super wrestling arena, and like the wizard was blowing like their highest level spells to do like pyrotechnics in the sky as a fireworks show. The bard was being like the announcer on the ring. The barbarian and the fighter were, you know, going at each other with pro wrestling, to be upstaged by the monk who came out of nowhere and, you know, did the 1v2 because, you know, they're a monk and it's unarmed. So of course the monk absolutely thrashed the fighter and the barbarian. But, you know, it was still really fun. That was the whole session, was them theory crafting this huge event, putting it on, rolling the dice. Oh, there goes my phone. But yeah, it was this huge event. They spent the whole session putting on the show, planning it out, getting the entire audience involved, getting it, you know, really super awesome. And it's just, it's great. It's awesome. I love when people do stuff like that. It's just, it's really fun. It's really random. And it's just great. Hey, welcome on in, Calcivia. How you doing? You are here? You are in fact here. Welcome on in. I hope you are enjoying your time being here. Wahaha. Oh, do you like tacos and what's your take on them? Tacos are good. That's my take, is I like tacos. I spent a royal ball going fishing in a koi pond with the emperor. That's pretty good. Are you a fancy cat? Why, yes, I'm a fancy cat. Thank you for asking. Ah, man, RPGs are just so good. They're just good. They're just fun. But in the interest of saving some of the RPG stuff, Discord is dying right now. Speaking of Discord, you guys should join mine. Hey, welcome on in, DuPont family. How you doing? I'm curious, does it work on both streams or just the shorts one? Okay, well, it only posted it on the short stream, so I guess rip the regular stream, guys. It's in the description. That's funny. I do think stream elements not being able to work on both streams is really funny to me, but you know, it is what it is. So I'll just manually post the link. What type of player would you be if you played right now? Storyteller? Oh, absolutely storyteller. Okay, well, actually my playstyle is kind of a mix and match of the two. I like min-maxing for a specific type of story. I like, so like, for example, the character that I'm playing in the session or the group that I have right now is a dancer who's a very devout worshiper of Shelm, the goddess of like art and beauty and stuff. And I min-maxed my dance skill to be absolutely insane. Like because we're like level 8. And so like my skill is the equivalent of like a world-renowned dancer. Does that actually do much for me in combat? No, not really. In fact, it doesn't really do anything. it's just kind of cool. So like her gimmick is like, because she's the worst perf shown, she has to put on like a performance every day for people. So she just naturally draws crowds wherever she goes. And so I min-maxed the dance skill to like put on a good show. And that's the whole reason why I did a bunch of math to make my dance skill super high, is because like that makes sense for the character. She's the worst perf shown. She was introduced to dancers as a child, thought they were fascinating, wanted to become the best at them. So she put all of her extra stuff outside of her martial training into becoming the best kind of dancer that she could be, which is fun. Like, so I like min-maxing stats that don't matter, because I don't like min-maxing stats that affect combat or overshadow other people. That is what I actively avoid trying to do, because if you min-max over other people, that's taking away someone else's fun. And I don't want to have that happen. I want you to have fun with a nice, powerful character that can do a lot of cool stuff, but you should never be taking away from other players' enjoyment. So you min-max lore shenanigans, sure, that's fine. Just don't make it difficult for the DM. Like, min-maxing with a purpose to make the game better is always better than just blanket min-maxing. That is my opinion. So I'm kind of a mix of both. But if I had to just pick one or the other, I would much rather go with a story-based character than a min-max combat character, depending upon the group that I'm with. I will build a character that matches the group I am currently playing with. That is what I do. So there you go. Now you know. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Woo! But tomorrow we're gonna be back. We're gonna be talking about some more D&D stuff tomorrow. We'll probably cover the My Little Pony game tomorrow because I talked about it so much tonight. Might as well. Either that or Anima Beyond Fantasy. One of those two. We will talk about their system, and it'll be a good fun time. So hopefully I see everyone back here tomorrow night. It'll be a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the stream, smash that like button and all that jazz. Subscribe. Do all that fun stuff. I have a pet cat who joins me on camera. My model is based off of my pet cat. But yes, Carl does appear every once in a while. But yeah, subscribe, all that jazz, join the Discord. And I hope you all have a beautiful night. Because that's just, I don't know, that's just what I'm feeling tonight. I'm gonna send you guys off to Enya, I guess, because I can, who's playing Celeste, which is one of my favorite games. So you guys have fun raiding Enya. And, like I said, join the Discord, like the stream, do all that jazz. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Join the membership if you want to. We have fun, all that jazz. And I will see you all right after this car crash or explosion.